It's time for us to do the paper review. Let's see what the headlines are across Nigeria. And as it is, we have on a wonderful Friday like this, my regulars are here. Jettison is here, chartered accountant, a public affairs analyst. Good morning.
Good morning, Mike.
Good
on
to
a
see
wet
you.
day like this.
Oh, yeah, exactly. CKN was really busy this morning trying to put the house together.
Before you took me up the hook. before you take
They truncated the
Yeah, exactly. No, but he will go back to continue
I gotta finish my job.
Chris is here. It's nice to have you join me this
Yes,
morning.
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Mike, thank you very much. And before we go, let me first of all congratulate my younger brother,
yes.
Jettison, on his this time next week he'll be getting ready to be installed as the new chartered chairman of Ikeja branch.
Yes, it's really an amazing. We'll all be there to celebrate with him.
You know what, Mike, you know what I'm saying? Before we just thought that this thing was just too far, but power is being given to us now.
No, of course.
You understand? And so he's empowered now. So,
Thank you.
so he has become one of them.
No, we just have to make the changes.
Okay.
So, on behalf of our old students association, of which I'm the president, let me congratulate you.
It's all right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We'll be there to support you and all of that.
Thank you very much.
All right, now let's begin. This Nigeria is where we're starting from. 2023 elections. Stick to timetables for primaries. INEC cautions political parties. Stick to the timetables, the timelines for primaries. Okay. Remember Zamfara and River State. Okay. In the last election, 2019. News Direct is next. 2023 presidential election deadline for party primaries firm and fixed. INEC is saying this now as Nigerians commend INEC for standing its ground. Deadline for party primaries firm and fixed. All right. This is INEC speaking. First news is the next. It says 2023 Oshibajo, Nnamani, Pastor Bakari pick APC presidential forms. Okay. Oshibajo, Nnamani, Pastor Bakari pick APC presidential forms. Okay. That is 100 million naira each. Now, the Punch newspaper is next. 2023 consensus plan unsettles APC. Protesters warn against imposition. Aspirants number hits 30. 12 pick forms. Amoso unfolds 6-point agenda. Pro Tinubu group warns National Working Committee. VP supporters target ticket via consensus. Zoning, you have no monopoly of threats. ACF replies Southerners and Akeredolu. All right. This is the Punch newspaper. Blueprint is next. Presidential ticket imposed. Jonathan lose 2023. APC North-South coalition warns and says it's self-indicting to return ex-president. Oshibajo, Amechi, Bakari, Nnamani, 12 others pick forms. And 95 governorship aspirants too. Amoso declares releases 6-point agenda. You have up to June 3rd to conduct primaries. INEC reminds political parties. Right? That reminder is very important from time to time. The Nation newspaper. ACF, that's Arewa Consultative Forum, leaders are saying the South should stop issuing threats over zoning. It's president or nothing, says Ohaneze. All right. From there, let's go to this Nigeria. ACF to Southern leaders, enough of blackmail, North not afraid of breakup. All right. These are all political issues in there. From there, let's go to Nigerian Tribune. Why APC power brokers plot to jettison zoning. Push for Northern candidate gathers momentum and South has ruled for 13 years in the Fourth Republic. ACF is saying this. No Igbo politician should run as VP candidate in 2023. Ohaneze Ndigbo is saying this. All right, from there, let's go to the Daily Sun. Daily Sun says, anxiety in APC PDP as aspirants await final word on zoning. Ruling opposition party silent, unsettle members. Okay, that's for 2023 presidency. Now, let's go to Vanguard newspaper. APC presidency, Tinubu Oshibajo groups differ over Southwest meeting. And say I'll place region at vantage position. all different groups are saying this. From there, let's go to the Guardian newspaper. Buhari in Ebonyi. Igbo leaders demand Southeast presidency. Kanu's release. That's what the Guardian newspaper has. And from there, let's go to Daily Trust. Ansaru, in massive recruitment in Kaduna, distributes Salah gifts, explains mission in leaflets, and there are saviors from bandits. Locals are saying this. We've reported to relevant authorities. Kaduna government is saying this. Right? This is really very trying times. From there, let's go to Business Day. Tax rules trail growing shift to remote work. All right? Tax rules trail growing shift to remote work. All right? This are all fallouts from the COVID-19 where people are working from home. Gentlemen, let's look at some of the headlines in here. The issue of zoning is still very, really very much on the front burner. Now, we just discussed it briefly, but let's glide through it a little bit. Now, the two major political parties are watching each other. It looks like I'm watching you to know what your move is going to be so I can make my move, and then you're watching me to make my move so that you know how to make your move. So it's that kind of thing, and everybody's just waiting. Yes, it's a game of chess, and everybody's just waiting to see what the other one is going to. But all of this is generating the momentum of anxiety, the momentum of the frenzy in the air regarding what is the direction, what is the move, and so on. Political parties and politicians are waiting to see, what the party would decide. Jettison, let me start with you on this. Why are the political parties so silent about this issue of zoning?
Yeah, because of the sensitivity nature of the zoning. Remember, it's been like a gentleman agreement that after the last election, the power is shifting to the south. As everybody will say, it's not entrenched in the constitution, neither do we have it. So it's like a gentleman agreement that let there be balance in the administration of the nation. And if you look towards the people that are galvanizing, getting forms, it's more of the southerners. Though we have the northerners, but not as much as we have with the southern people. But because of the intrigues that we have, it's politics. And when you know the games of politics, anything can happen at any time with anyone. So you see APC telling you that let's see the strategy that PDP is bringing on board. PDP is coming out to say let's see who APC will be presenting. But one thing I just want to appreciate is the INEC, which is the hallmark of this thing, is taking the go. Sure, both of you are watching one another. I hope you won't watch to the extent that you will miss the date that we've actually stipulated for you to submit what is submittable. If that is not done, that's automatic disqualification. So on this part, I feel the two parties concerned, at least the two prominent parties, because we've heard that over 18 political parties have actually made intention known in having their presidential thing, should stick to the gun, decide whatever they want to decide. I'm an advocate to say let the better candidate. It's about someone that can take us out of where we are currently are, to take us to a better place. We have enormous resources. The only thing we lack, which I will always say, is having the coordination in managerial skill. We have the resources, we have the oil, we have the manpower. Talked about it. Our guys, young guys, are doing exploit in the fintech world. You go to you go outside this country and ask yourself the question: who are the brain behind some of the things that are happening? It's with the black, majorly Nigerians. So it's just the lack of leadership direction that we are where we are today. And if you can get it right with the leadership, then I can tell you there is no place to be like Nigeria.
Okay. Well, CKN, like he said, INEC is one. All of these things you guys are doing, ensure that you see the deadline. If you pass it, you remember what happened 2019. But seriously, why do you think political parties are watching each other? Because that's what we are deducing from what's going on. Otherwise, the issue of rotational presidency, or when all of this thing is going to be, why should it be a big deal?
Mike, Nigerians are not good students of history. My first degree was I had religion and history. So I know about history. And any country that forgets its history is doomed. And what we're having now may lead to a repeat of what we had in the 60s. And that is where the issue is. I'm not even talking about whatever the political parties are. It's the gladiators, the actors, now on the field, what they are doing. For goodness sake, whether we like it or not, there has been this gentleman agreement since 1999 that after the South, it goes to the North. After the North, it goes to the South, irrespective of, even when it comes to the South, decide within yourselves whether it's going to the West,
if you want to
whatever.
If
you want to microzone, whatever you want to do is your business. If you come to the North, if it's Central, East, or whatever, allow them to decide. But now, when some people now say, no, let's jettison, Jettison was saying, talking about being the best, having the best. There is no part of this country that don't have the best. Mike, even my village, Obo, we have the best.
You are from
there. Me, go. I know the best. Exactly. So,
I think let's buy him a phone.
No, Mike, I don't get 98 million, I two remain. So I beg. Mona help me, my friends. Mona contribute the remaining 2. So that we can pick up this. Only 2 million, only 2.
Okay.
Mona give me the remaining 2. So, I don't say I can do it. I can do it.
Incoming, I can do it.
But what I'm saying in essence is that irrespective of whatever anybody feels, let us not try to push this country to a point where things are very volatile now. We have serious insecurity problem. And the next we are going to do is now trying to push this to another extreme, create another tension. That in itself will make this country to explode. So our gladiators, our leaders, wherever, they should remove their greed, selfishness, and they make sure that the right thing is done. Equity and fair play is a binding principle in law. Okay, and you come back to what you do. I talk about morality. You know, we discussed it of morality and law here before. We are not talking law now. We are talking morality. Because if you talk about law, there is nowhere in this constitution that we say. Even a little bit in the constitution of PDP, it was zoning was enshrined in the PDP constitution, but it was not expressly expressed within the. So what we have is a judgment. What I'm saying in essence is that let our leaders do the right thing. What we are thinking is a child play, bro. By 2023, it will not be like that. There's so many agitation. Some people are just waiting. It's just a time bomb. Somebody just waiting somewhere to just light the matches and just place it and explode. So you can see what some leaders from the north are saying. We don't care. We are ready to go our separate way. That is not the way to go. Let us do that. But good enough, INEC, don't they show them the touch?
Yes, INEC is.
I say it's one, whether you like it or not. By June
3rd,
we are not shifting this day. Anything you do. And Mike, is very, you know why it's a serious problem now? Even the issue of the Electoral Act that is under contention, issue of political appointees and the rest of them, that in itself is a big issue. If there are some small parties are very careful now, they should be watching. Let all of them pick from and the rest of them. Bros, when it comes to that, and you should be shocked that we are looking at the bigger picture. It might be just the smaller.
It's true. I totally agree.
Just take it.
You know, when a lawyer speaks, that's why they are learning. The rest of us, we are.
Don't come. Now I throw another the boss.
It's politics and politics this morning. Now, Jettison, the point there is more people are picking nomination forms. And for the APC, it's 100 million naira each. And not like CKM was, it's not refundable. When you pick it, know that we won't give you back the money if you don't win. And more people are picking it. Now, if you check, someone was analyzing that all of this monies and all of that, at the end of the day, later this year into 2023, that it could, because all I got to see from the economic perspective as to the impact of all of this on inflation and all of that.
The truth of the issue is, we've said it that we can say holistically Nigeria is in crisis. But as a matter of fact, we have more than enough resources. But because of the greed nature of our leaders, you ask yourself the question, this 100 million we're talking about, we've had over, if I won't miss it, over 20 have picked the form for 100 million. And before you can pick the form for 100 million, put the mathematics behind. Definitely with the politics that will play, the money you will spend for the delegates is out there. If eventually you win as a candidate, the money that you will use for the election, aside the one the party will provide, is there. So you'll be talking of you saying you don't have nothing less than maybe 1 trillion as an individual. And somebody will come out and Nigeria is poor. When the thing first came out, we were all laughing and say 100 million, they want to restrict it stringently, that on the long run you may not have more than 3 or 4 people. And everyone is shocked, 20. And we are still counting. As of yesterday, we saw about 4 or 5 that picked the form. I'm sure by next week before the closure, I think the closure is next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, we'll still have more people to pick. So we have more than enough in this country. The only problem we are faced with is the greed nature of our leaders, people not spreading the tentacle out to invest in creating work and employment for people. More of the things that we do is to kill some of the infrastructure we have, to impoverish the people in such a way that they will not look up to you. We don't teach them how to even make the food. We just want to give them the food that will last them for 1 or 2 days. That is the problem. You can see individuals that are coming up. Ask them, how many of them have factories that is actually producing things that can grow the youth, that can empower the youth? All we do is that when election is coming, for a few days, you see empowerment program. What do they give? Okada and some other things. And we are not having serious infrastructure to produce things. We are import-based. This is a problem we are faced with. And it will continue to affect our economy. So if somebody wants to come out and say Nigeria is not blessed, we are blessed. The only thing is we are misappropriating those funds to where it's supposed to be. And this will continue if we don't have the right set of people at the end of our affair to empower those at the baseline.
All right, now, Siken, the people also, analysts say that this is just a way of distracting Nigerians from looking at, because when he talked about, okay, getting credible leaders, the point there is Nigerians on the headlines everywhere, on the news, everybody's talking about north, south. Instead of sitting down to say, okay, what task are we going to give the next president? What kind of pedigree does he have? You know, because the analysis and the assessment should have been, this is the time to begin to assess those things. And these are the mistakes made all in the First Republic, you mentioned it, Second Republic, all of the things that were used to campaign at that time by Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sardauna and the others. We'll give you roads, we'll give you education, we'll give you housing. They're still the same items of campaign today.
They are, but Mike, let me still talk about the issue of payment of 400 million. What we have seen is that we have seen a club of millionaires. That is what the parties have turned themselves into, APC and PDP, what they have turned themselves into. And a situation where they're just telling us that if you're a poor man, you have no basis to be in this party. And that in itself has shut out a lot of credible individuals from contesting, especially for the presidency for now. Even the Senate, House of Rep, House of Assembly, and a common man like you and I cannot be able to purchase those forms. Because off camera, we are talking about other political parties. How come you understand what I said?
You had 98.
Yeah, no, I said I have 98. I said only 2 million. I have 98. So maybe you give me the 2 million. We remember. I take complete my own.
At least when you get there, we know how.
Somebody was telling me, if your friends could give you 90, wait till remain with. But I know 2 million I can get from people like you. But on a more serious note, it is a very, very dangerous trend. It is a very. I was watching Godwin Akpabio on TV last night. They were saying, oh, what is in 100 million? If you are ready to be the president, you should be able to go. No. In 2015, President Buhari, they have money. 27
million was difficult.
He was not, he couldn't raise 27 million. People gave him money to, we know, he said it himself. So if we are basing it on 2015, will Buhari have been president today? Definitely he wouldn't have been the president. Obama was not a rich man. In the US, you are very conversant with the US politics. people contributed 2 naira, 3 naira, 5 naira. Sorry, dollars now. I'm still
sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
when the police convert it,
and that was how Obama was able to raise money and for his campaign and the rest of them. What we are doing here now is a very dangerous trend. That if it's not nipped in the bud, that means in 27, 27, whatever, we'll be talking about 200 million naira to pick up just a form. That in itself. So what we are saying in essence is that, and this is not refundable. She have said it. We are still talking of money for campaign and the rest of them. The fact is that our politics have been monetized in a way that the average poor man has been just. One pastor yesterday, another Bakari, another pastor, one pastor that came from
the US. We understand.
100 million, and the man pay.
Yes.
The man not even blink.
Yes, now.
Ministers,
he brought in dollars too.
Ministers that are not handling their ministry, that are not doing what they are supposed to do, are going to pick form for 100 million.
They've started apologizing.
Wait till they apologize to who now? To who?
Sorry, now all the things we didn't do in the ministry.
So they said they go do them now. Now they go do them within the next few weeks. It's rather unfortunate. What we are saying in essence, Mike, the only thing I can tell Nigerians is, make we shine our eyes. Make we shine our eyes. These people, they go take bread, collect all our soup. They go take bread, collect all our soup. Now is Nigerians, we should be having alternatives to most of these people and the parties. That is always my challenge, Mike. We should have alternatives to APC, PDP. Why don't we look at other? That's supposed to be a Labour party, Mike.
I agree.
And the Labour has about 16 million voters registered. If a Labour party can be able to bring out a credible candidate and campaign, how many votes did the president get in 2019?
Yeah, on the other hand, I think the other political parties, someone was saying that they have to start gathering momentum from the grassroots. The point there is when you're just coming on board and you want the presidency, straight away, you may not have the spread and the structure. Start with the state, dominate. You see Abga. Abga is consistently
taking up
we need to leave it here now. There's so much to talk about and all of that. But we'll raise the 2 million for. So you won't miss the
deadline. And next week, I beg. Mona do well, I beg.
Chris K. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Jettison, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you, and you too.